Hey Zoe, how are you doing? I'm
Great.
just
How are you?
good. Listen, I'm just fresh off of watching the movie. So many questions to
I want to
start
hear
with.
them all. I want to hear
Okay,
them.
the first one is at what if you were Jasmine's friend, because you play Jasmine Moore in this film, who is going through some microaggressions, some hidden racism at a PWI.
Yeah.
So if you were her friend and she was telling you these stories like this is what's been going on with me at the school, at what point will you be like, girl, run?
Ooh, at what point? I was gonna say as soon as she meets the people and they say she got the room, I'd be like, girl, what room? What room? What are you talking about? A room? Um, yeah, I'd be like, maybe we should have a little party at my dorm and at a different, totally different dorm. Sorry, my phone's ringing, but a totally different dorm. I would definitely do that. It'd be very early on that I would like warn her that this is not it. But I think Jasmine was so single-minded on the experience of college and what she wanted and how she wanted it. And I think that was the thing driving her the entire time.
Mm.
I don't know if a friend could have really, deterred her in that way. She's so determined and she always has been. So I think that was kind of just going to be the thing.
It's sad because at a point through her journey, I mean, it gets worse. I mean, I just was like, Jasmine, girl, come on, what are we doing here? At the point where the cross was burning, I'm like, okay, that's clear indication that
Okay,
I don't
so
need.
that was your moment where you would have been like, cut it.
Well, you know what? So I had so many moments
I
with
know.
but that was just the like definitive. Yes, I know I'm not crazy. Like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I
Right.
gotta go now.
Right.
So yeah, so I would probably say that was like my hardcore moment. But there was so many like moments of microaggression that I was just like, okay, somebody, I'm rolling up my sleeves, but
Right.
my whole thing was she went through this really hard journey, and one of the things that stuck out with me, it was what Regina Hall's character said. It's everywhere, and then Jasmine mimic that as well. So I feel like that was like a clear message for a lot of Black students that attend either PWIs or are just out in the world. Was that kind of where the director was going with that, do you think?
That first of all, that scene is so heartbreaking because I think uh, Jasmine is looking at Gail for that permission to say, I can't take it anymore. I don't want to suffer anymore. I want to leave. And I think in that moment, and I'm interested to talk to Regina about this, but I think in that moment, Gail didn't have the capacity at in her own life to say, I can't take it anymore. The microaggressions that I'm facing, I can't take it anymore. And maybe even as she was younger and as she was a student in that college, like she didn't quit. So she doesn't want Jasmine to quit. And I think a little bit of her pride and her, just wanting to prove that she could push through projected onto Jasmine a little bit. And obviously the way that we see Jasmine's story I don't know if that was the right choice. I think that the idea of enduring or even suffering through something to prove that we're good enough, I think that's really the question that, our director Mariama is asking. Is it worth it? Like, is this something that we should be fighting for right now? And
Mm.
also I think this is such an interesting scene as well because this is our youth. Jasmine is our youth. She's speaking and she knows what she needs. She needs to go home. Like, she shouldn't be there. And I think there's value in that when a younger person speaks and knows what they need to do. And in that moment, I don't know if Gail was able to see another way, because there was
Yeah.
not another way for her. So she had to push through, therefore she wants Jasmine to as well.
Yeah, I saw the parallel. You both were going through your own sets of trauma in this movie. And I still kind of felt like, Gail, Regina's character, was also dealing with the ghost or the witch, but wasn't really wanting to say.
Yeah.
And wasn't really wanting to admit that.
Mm.
And I feel like there's times in these spaces where you have that, where you have like a senior Black woman not wanting to come to terms with what is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So talk to me about how it was working with Regina on this.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It really was. She, from day one, truly, I want to say, I think the perfect way to explain it is that she led by example. She never made me feel like, I was some newbie in the game and she needed to like take me under her wing and show me the ropes. She really just was kind and gracious and loving. And she made me not, I was never nervous because she just was so warm. And it's how I hope to make people feel on set and work environments. Like she really is just, through and through, Regina is just golden.
Before I go, I had noticed, I did a little research on you, girl. You have had your skin in the game. Actually, you're the daughter of Speech from the 90s group Arrested Development. So going from music to acting, I know it's not a far stretch, it's still entertainment, but why did you choose acting instead of music?
I just didn't want people to be like, oh, she's only in music because, her dad's in music. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try something. I tried dance. I tried music, and none of them worked. So I was like, let me try acting. And after I tried acting, I was like, this is it for me. I loved it. I saw growing up, I saw his exchange of energy with his audience. And I was like, I can do that in a different right. And I did. And I'm so grateful to have been able to do it.
Absolutely. And before I go, I would love to know who you would like to work with next.
Oh my gosh, so many. I mean, I feel like Kerry Washington's really, really high up on my list. Viola's, of course, next. Jennifer Garner's after her. There's so many women that I'm just so inspired by. And honestly, I know I want to work with them all. Will Smith is next as well.
Yes. I think everybody wants to work with Will Smith.
I know. I just want to, I'll just be an intern for the day.
All right. Thank you so much, Jazz. Or I'm calling you Jasmine now.
Oh, that's
Zoe,
right.
for your time today. Great job in this film. PWI horror flick. That's totally different, but definitely needed. But thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.